Starting lineup: Yorick, Nocturne, Mel, Caitlyn, Pike, Ornn, Trundle, Mel, Jinx, Olaf. Rating of the picks for a casual game: Yorick as a top, 10. Nocturne in the jungle, 10. Mel as a mid, 7. Caitlyn in shooter, 10. Pike in support, 6. Ornn as a top, 6. Trundle in the jungle, 9. Mel in mid, 7. Jinx as a shooter, 4. In this game, we're gonna have this Ornn, Trundle, and Mel player with a misconception of what went down. We're gonna have this Yorick struggling significantly with item choices. We have this Caitlyn player who is most definitely not true to her title and name. Let's get to it. In the first play, the type of behavior that the progressive men in the League community love to see the most. Have you driving over 40 kilometers and or miles to your baby mama to pick up your child to be allowed to spend 1 day a week with her, and at the end of the month have to pay $2,000 in child support. The type of thing that has you making millions of dollars moving up in the world only to then file for divorce so you can give up half of everything you ever made because she has the vag. Just a lovable thing in the League community. Constructive behavior out of the gate. I take the bullet for you, I save your life, WTF, WTF, WTF. As the great unrivaled Adam Carolla would say, something is just happening to the women in our modern society. They have always been insane, but in the last couple of years they are going completely bad. Bleep, bleep, bleep. And no matter where I crawl and where I go, it seems to be incredibly difficult to get away from women. The kerfuffle at the Drake at quasi-normal speed. These two Mel players make you feel like you're in a hen house. Both of them on the snarky side, to put it mildly. This blue team Mel probably outright a team wrecker. Going to end this segment going WTF because another player beat you in a competitive video game, which is a sentiment somewhat hard to comprehend. Every play you can ask yourself, where is Jinx this time? As she is our favorite and most rewarded player in this game, so apparently just literally standing at a turret placidly still, which you should definitely give all your upvotes to. And it's definitely not that I'm on to something when I say that young boys all have a cuck mentality because of the public education system. I'm definitely not on to something. This Trundle going to end up putting his character together with crazy expensive attack speed and also throwing in a bunch of magic resist, as we will soon see. and display a little bit of Fast and the Furious action around the block, so to say. We're gonna expose just how difficult Pike is to play, because he's a cool assassin from the village of the Hidden Mist. But if you're not a god player, that means absolutely nothing. Pike is fragile in everything, and if you make a single mistake on him, you're going to be behind. We're gonna have this collaboration again with the Strundle player, who you would think at this point would become convinced that I have his back. But no, apparently not at all. Apparently he believes that Jinx has his back, which is interesting. This Mel player going with all-out fanatically offensive items and just not enough in terms of life pool to keep you going. This little river stroll from this Pike, something you best leave alone, as you have neither the stealthiness nor the killing power to take out this scuttler before you're done. We're gonna see time and time again this Strundle player having difficulty with the pillar spell, which is typically supposed to be put behind the target so that he cannot get away, rather than in random places. We're going to have the Muslim boy leveraging the natural super strength of Nocturne to mess with everyone. Nocturne, probably the best all-around jungler for the casuals, and wildly underused. A kind of hyper-mobile, crowd control heavy version of Warwick. One thing that people so frequently get wrong about Nocturne is that he's completely ironclad like a tank. He is incredibly difficult to damage by default, like a block of steel. And a little bit of Nate Dogg action in display as round and round we go on this Ornn. Gonna help this guy out by bursting down the people attacking him. This Ornn building almost exclusively with tank items and selecting a lot of the hyper expensive ones, which means that is really difficult to capitalize on. We have this blue Mel really neutralized and building up a lot of anger and a lot of rage, because Ornn, though generally an unsuccessful pick, can almost not be damaged by normal means, and so it looks like you've been throwing all of that money on the 20 offensive items that you got completely away, which makes you feel powerless and as though the whole game is pointless. This game in the middle of the day between a bunch of young people getting extremely verbal. You get the wild leap from those Yorick minions, and God only knows what you're supposed to be doing to guard against that. This dispute around the mid lane turret, you got Trundle sticking it out there, taking it on the chest. Trundle with that chomp, but he needs to close the distance first. After this, Ornn is going to make a tactical retreat and abandon me. He's going to get ganged up on near this turret, this Spike player still missing on everything as he experiences what it's like to play Pike as a complete casual. Pike really up there with the most difficult champions in the game, period. Should really only attempt a thing like that when you're willing and ready to put in thousands of hours. Eventually, you're going to get this long, drawn-out sequence near the bot lane turret. As with this many Mels, everybody's going to be on fire at the same time, leading to a shutdown and a triple kill. If I can take one thing back, it's probably that I should have run back to the base a couple of times more, as I am under no real obligation to give anything up for these people. a matter of give and take, you know. We look at this team blue, we see Yorick, Nocturne, Mel, Caitlyn, Pike. That is a nearly perfect score in 3 slots. Mel is not a horrible mid, so I would have to give that as a team synergy an A. And with Caitlyn on board, there is not even the slightest problem when it comes to flexible plays or long-range plays. We have this Team Red composed of Ornn, Trundle, Mel, Jinx, Olaf. With Trundle on board and a stable top, I'd have to say a B. Mel and especially Jinx take a lot of discipline to play well, but when it comes to pure damage dealing, it's a good combination. Taking a look then at these individuals, considering the behavior of this Yorick, we would have to say a B. You didn't make a fuss, you held the line. This mid laner was having a meltdown and you held tight. You ended up going 1-7. You went with Sterix Gauge, Triforce, Heavy Plate Boots, Hullbreaker. All of those items are completely wrong. You have very little idea of how to build Yorick. Yorick should rely primarily on Kaenic and Tornmail. You can say that for a lot of champs because a lot of people lack in durability, but with Yorick it's not a maybe, it's a I'm absolutely certain. You made an excellent pick, and no matter what you do, Yorick is going to help a team. We have this Arabian Hussam boy going 7, 6, and 4 on Nocturne, one of the greatest junglers in the video game. You made an excellent pick. You went Black Cleaver, you went Axiom Arc. Some of those items are really good. You should have built a little more defensive. You created a lot of chaos on the enemy team. You never sat still. I would say a B. We have this toxic Mel player going 16 and 13 in the mid lane, being hyperactive, going completely ridiculously all-out offensive, stacking firepower on top of firepower on top of super firepower. More on that later. I'd have to give this player a low B. You made an okay pick, you were very involved and hyperactive, but you got toxic at some point. We have this biological woman, Dai Bea, going 5 and 11 on the greatest casual shooter champion. I'd have to give this player a B. You went with a complete copy-paste build. If I gave you a guide, and that guide would always lead to you being a shelf filler at a grocery store, or being a cashier at a cheap junk store, or a Dollar Tree store, or a Cosmo. Would you keep following that guide? When we follow the guide and we always land on things like 5 and 11, what is so good about the guide? So yeah, for a slow-thinking player like this biological woman, you need way more health, although it's Caitlyn, because you die way too many times. I would have to give this player a B. You contributed, you were not effective, but it's a behavior score. We have this Pike player going 1 and 11. I went back into this player's history and you can see that he picked a million different champions and that he's wildly active on League of Legends, essentially having over 100 ults. You also picked horrendous items for Pike, going with Voltaic Cyclosword and Essence Reaver. Absolutely abysmal. I'd have to give this player a low B. You definitely sabotaged, but unintentionally. And yeah, if everybody's just average, then you get a just average score. We have this Ornn going 3 and 3, buying hyper expensive tank items. I'd have to give this player a B. You made an okay pick. You were active the entire time. You tried harder than other people, and you were definitely useful, but then that was nipped in the bud somewhat by the fact that you went with a character that has a very low success rate. It's almost like a separate challenge playing Ornn. We have this Trundle player. I'll give this guy a low A. You were hyperactive. You played your heart out. You went 12 and 7. You made a great pick. You were definitely all over the map. We have this Mel player, Pain in the A, true to the name, going 12 and 11. I'll give this guy a high C. You were definitely team wrecking at some point, gaslighting everyone. I'd say if we had one more of your kind, we would have easily lost the game. We have this most adored by everyone Jinx player, going 13 and 6, with a somewhat spastic name. I'll give this woman a B because I think if I would acknowledge the toxicity and give it a C, I would just be giving her the attention that she desires. Overall, we'd say an A3 and 10 game. Really easy to see how we capitalized on that olaf Pike matchup. I have to do so little outthinking in order to pound you into a pulp on this character. Pike has to be ahead of me 2 steps at every point, and this brawn, mobile tankiness is exactly what this team needed. Taking a look at the scoreboard here, as this Trundle, you're adding the crazy expensive anti-mage boots, you're adding Spirit Visage. With your history, you have thousands of hours in this game, and yet what we see is self-sabotage, and so many of these games just revolve around quasi-perfect characters like Trundle being dragged into the mud, as of course, Yorick, Nocturne, Caitlyn, and Pike are all AD. Absolutely bizarre, and as I keep saying, Spirit's Visage is a cult item. People get it regardless of the situation. We have this Mel player going 12 and 11 with just a caricature of all-out offensive, just every last drop put into pure firepower. It's also worth noting there is a heavy soft cap in League of Legends, which means that if you add 2 AP items on top of each other, it works a lot like if you add 2 RAM sticks on top of each other when you're building or putting together a computer. Which means the more RAM you stack on top of each other, the less successive that the successive RAM becomes. You will notice when you watch my builds, I go for 1 attack speed increase, 1 physical damage reduction, 1 magic damage reduction, 1 pure physical damage and crit, 1 movement speed, and that is because if you got, for example, 3 movement speed items, the 3rd movement speed item would only be working at 50% efficiency. Because there is a reduction in payoff as you keep stacking stuff on top of each other. So the 50th AP item that you add in to get your AP damage from 540 to 560 is really only running at 50% efficiency. Moving on.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
To action!
30 seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
To plunder. The might of Lockbar approaches.
First,
Urge to kill rising.
the enemy has been slain.
To plunder. Chop, chop!
Time to run.
The might of Lockbar approaches. I'm going.
An ally has been slain.
Urge to kill rising. To action! To plunder. kill rising. To plunder. The might of Lokvar approaches.
An enemy has been slain. Has been slain.
I'm going. To action!
Turret Satan will fall soon. An ally has been slain. Killing spree.
I'm going.
Taking necessary action.
Urge to kill rising. Plunder. The might of Lokvar approaches.
An enemy has been slain.
Action!
An enemy has been slain.
Kill rising. I'm going.
It's a warning. It's a trap.
Coming up.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
The might of Lokfar approaches. To plunder.
Killing spree.
To action! I'm going.
Enemy has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret. Urge to kill rising. Thirsty. An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Has been slain.
To plunder.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
The might of Lokfar approaches. What's one more grave?
Your team has destroyed a turret. An ally has been slain.
To action! Urge to kill rising. The might
An
of
enemy
Lockfar
has been slain.
approaches.
An enemy has been slain.
To plunder.
An ally has been slain.
To action!
Has destroyed a turret. Aced.
To action!
been slain. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed. Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
Approaches.
Your turret has been destroyed.
I'm going. The might of Clockfire approaches.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Shut down.
To action!
Shut down.
I'm going.
Your inhibitor has respawned. An enemy has been slain.
The might of Lockfar.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. Double kill. Quadra kill. Aced.
Urge to kill rising.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
To plunder.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
I'm going.